I'm Paul Robertson, the curator here at the Museum of Healthcare, and I welcome you to our evening of film, of Celluloid Starch, Nurses in the Movies. This is the first time we've done an event like this before, right here on site. And I'm excited, and I'm even more excited because we've got so many of you out on the first snowfall that seems like in months. So congratulations to all of you. I think you're going to have a good evening tonight. We have an hour's worth of clips, so if I don't ramble on too long, then it won't be much longer than that. And certainly there will be time for questions if you have any during it or at the end, absolutely. And I also invite you, because this is all part of our Heritage Week celebration of the history of nursing, I invite you at the end, if you have not yet seen it, to view our new nurses gallery at the other end, towards the other entrance, that we just opened last November, which celebrates the history of nursing education here at Kingston General. We're quite pleased how that's come together, so we'd love to share it with you all. By way of introduction to this evening, we're not doing it alone, we are doing it with Cameo Cinema, and I invite Wendy Hewitt to tell us a little bit more about Cameo.
So, hi everyone, I'll tell you a little bit about Cameo Cinema, which is sort of co-presenting the evening tonight. Cameo Cinema is a free community film screening series based here in Kingston. Now, at each Cameo Cinema screening, a different person from the community is invited to select and present a film that they're eager to share with an audience. Now, typically at a Cameo film screening series, the presenter will introduce their selection by telling either a story or giving some kind of reasons for why they find the film enjoyable or worthwhile. So we've done about 16 or 17 Cameo Cinema events so far, and we've presented films like The Third Man, King Kong, Cabaret, Do the Right Thing, Heathers, and a program of short Russian cartoons. So it really kind of runs the gamut. And, but yeah, this event's a little bit different because instead of having a person selecting a film that they're interested in, it's an organization presenting film clips and connecting them. And you can find out more about Cameo Cinema by checking out our official website, which you can find by just going to Google and typing in Kingston Cameo Cinema, which should be the first result. So great, well, thank you.
Thank you, Wendy.
Very interesting. I didn't know this happened.
It does. Right here in Kingston.
We're mixing and mingling. We have two crowds tonight. We have the regular film crowd, and we have real nurses in the crowd, so be careful what you say. Just by way of a short introduction to the whole thing, I was amazed how many hundreds, if not thousands, of films over the last century have featured nurses and nursing in some form or another. It's quite amazing. There have been a number of analytical studies done of where nurses fall into the gambit and their methods of portrayal, how they're perceived by both the filmmaker and then, of course, the society that's seen them. And so that it's been analyzed well. What you're getting tonight is just a little gloss off the top. There are so many that obviously we can't show them all. And even of the best ones that would portray nursing and nurses in film, we could only select a few. We've tried to select some that give you a range of portrayals, some serious, some definitely not serious, and I think they're kind of fun. It's films, as you probably know just from your own film watching over the years, have often portrayed nurses as self-sacrificial heroines, sex objects, and romantics. And more recently, of course, nursing has, or nursing in film has emphasized more the professional side of it. Nurses as self-assured individuals who are clear of themselves and their careers and their roles within. Earlier ones, of course, tended to fall more nicely into those older stereotypes. But even then, as you'll see tonight, some of the most recent films still hark back to the earlier portrayals of nursing. I think it's some ways similar to our understanding of what a nun is. I mean, when you think nun, you think of somebody in full habit, wimple and all. When you think nurse, at least people of a certain generation, she's got to be white and she's got to have a cap.
But I have to tell you, it's the first time I've been compared to a nun.
One of my co-presenters co-presenters is Betty Ann Elliott. I will introduce you to her now, because you will find throughout this evening there will be a running commentary. My other co-presenter is Claire Rayner in the other hot seat on the other corner here, and they will be helping to introduce some of the other films as we go along. The one analysis that we read about nursing films categorized them in terms of themes as self-sacrifice / care, the heroine, the sex object, the romantic feminine, intelligence, strong woman, the dark nurse, and the victim. We don't have any victim ones tonight, but we do have a dark nurse one, so stay tuned for that. What's interesting, of course, is that these films often reflect where we're at in society in terms of our understanding about nurses and the profession. But as I alluded to before, sometimes, not always, sometimes there may be a somewhat modern view, but it still harks back to an earlier image, which undoubtedly is what we would call a stereotype. To begin this evening, we went for something lighter, and I'm hoping most of you haven't actually seen it. This is actually a Dutch piece. It's a takeoff. It's a 2003 film, but takeoff on a TV series, 1960s TV series, and it was done as a musical. I gather it takes place in a nursing home, and the lead protagonist is Nurse Clivia, who's this woman here on the bike, on the scooter. But it's I think it's a light beginning. Nursing graduates will surely recognize the scene you're about to see as quite typical of nursing education, as you'll remember it. I speak tongue firmly and shake. Shall we roll? Okay, I said it was silly.
Oh, that was us all over.
It's the high heel pumps and the mesh hose.
And the good legs.
Definitely.
Actually, that's how you know it's not real, they weren't in black.
I started when I was young, I kind of asked them before I did this.
Yeah, that was for you.
I don't see that one with her ticket. I hope I don't see that one with the fashion guy.